Alright, so this weekend I went out to the Desolation Wilderness for the first time, which is near South Lake Tahoe, California, and I climbed a peak called Mount Ralston, or Ralston Peak. My initial plan was to hike into the area from the south and camp at a lake called Lake Aloha. Turns out that lake was frozen, and so I had to amend my plans, but originally what I was planning to do was a loop hike to come in from the north and bag a series of peaks called the Crystal Range. There's 3 of them in a row: Price, Agassiz, and Pyramid. And I'll show you all this stuff on the map so you can see what I'm talking about in a second here. But because of the snow and because of the fact that the lake and all the lakes really in the area were frozen, I had no water sources. So let's just take a look at the map here and I can show you kind of where I went. Alright, so this is a route that I actually did. I started at the Ralston staging area, which has a very prominent large parking lot with a big sign that says Mount Ralston Trail, right off of Highway 50 here. And I went up here, up the Mount Ralston Trail, and I got to this pass here. And my original plan was, because I had a wilderness permit to go into the Lake Aloha area, I was going to continue up to Lake Aloha and camp here. But anyway, as you'll see in the video, this area was completely frozen with no water sources, and I didn't bring enough fuel to melt snow. So anyway, the plan that I had originally was I was going to go up this way to the pass called Mosquito Pass, along this ridge here, and then head up what I've dubbed the Crystal Traverse, which would be Mount Price, and this is Mount Agassiz, and then moving down south, ending on Pyramid Peak, and then back down. This isn't a marked trail on this map, but there is a trail here, down to the starting point, and then back along the trail to end where I started at the Ralston staging area, which is right there. All right, so it's about 5 a.m. and I'm just about to start the hike up to Mount Ralston. All right, so I made it to the pass here, and that's a pyramid behind me right there. And I'm close to Ralston, maybe like 45 minutes or so, or less. And so I think I'm gonna head up there and see how the summit looks. And from there, I'm gonna have a good vantage point where I can take a look at the basin and Aloha and see how the water sources are. They may be frozen, I have no idea. There's no water up here, so if I was to camp, I would have to melt snow, and I only have a little bit of fuel, so I'm gonna try and avoid that if I can. But in any case, I'm gonna try and finish up Ralston right now and assess the situation and take a look at that view from the top. Summit of Ralston. Let's have a look around. Kind of windy up here. You can see how much snow there is. sign the register. Let's see what we got here. 3 boxes. It's March 27th. So the last person to summit was on March 23rd. Alright, so here's a zoomed in view of the summit panorama from Mount Ralston. And this one in the middle here, that one's Pyramid. And now that I see it in person, I really want to climb it. I'm kind of hoping to get there tomorrow. And the weather's been really good, so let's hope it holds. It's a little windy up here and my lips are frozen, so bear with me here. But as we pan along this way, we come to the ridge between Price on the right there and Agassiz on the left. This one here, that's Agassiz, and that one over there, that's Price. And that area is the Slabs of Insanity, which I was going to climb up, but I mean, you know, kind of zooming out here, you can see the entire thing is covered in snow, and there's no water sources in the area, so I'm kind of going to abandon my plan of doing the Crystal Traverse and come back another day when the snow isn't so extreme. But I will come back and do it, I promise, and document that for you. But anyways, let's take a look around here, panning along this way towards the Lake Tahoe vicinity. And I do believe that this one right here is Talek, and then behind it we have Lake Tahoe, and then I'm going to move over just a second, and then kind of in the foreground here, right there, we have Fallen Leaf Lake right there, and then this way we've got the whole Echo and Flagpole area. I actually don't know which one's Flagpole and which one's Echo. I think the one on the left is Echo. Anyways, panning along this way, you got South Lake Tahoe coming into frame. I mean, this area is just one of the most beautiful areas I've ever seen. And I've seen a lot of summits. It's just like a winter wonderland up here. And then in this region over here, I actually don't know the names of any of these peaks over here. Like I said, I'm not super familiar with this area. I don't really climb here. I do know that this area right here is Sierra Tahoe. Right over here. You can see the runs there. And I parked my car kind of down in this valley over here. And if you look, you can see, what is it called? Lover's Leap, which is right there. Yeah, just a really beautiful view up here. This is kind of why I do what I do. And there we got Pyramid again. The plan was to camp in the Lake Aloha area tonight, but just taking a look around here and looking at Lake Aloha, everything's frozen and there's no water sources like I figured, so Alright, so long story short is, I decided I'm going to make camp here and then enjoy the sunset at the summit, because honestly I think I'm underestimating Pyramid Peak a little bit, because to get up here took me what, like, it took me a good 4 hours to get up here. Anyway, what I'm gonna do now is I'm just gonna, before I get carried away with setting up my tent, I have to make some water. So I'm gonna do that first. So in case you're wondering, this is why mountaineers don't really do this unless they have to, because it just takes up so much fuel. I'm gonna treat my water with iodine like I always do. Alright, so I'm back on the summit. I'm gonna take a little tour of the area since I didn't get to really show you much. Frozen lake down there. Not sure of the name, but I did discover from looking at the map that that is Echo Lake, and that is Flagpole, and that is Echo, and obviously that is Tahoe over there, Lake Tahoe. Look at this place, man. It's gorgeous. It doesn't even look like California, you know? It looks like Alaska. Looks like some people came up this route. So thank you for tuning in to